A lotus is a flower rooted in the mud that rises through and above to become a beautiful bloom. This is a podcast sharing mine and other stories of how we've done the same, choosing to rise above our circumstances to bloom. I'm your host, Amber. Let's get started. This is my friend, Adrienne, and we know each other actually we work out together. We met at the gym.
Yeah.
We're gym buddies.
Yep.
There's three of us that usually show up on the same days, and we call each other the A-team.
Because we are the A-team.
We are the A-team.
We are.
It's the best. But yeah, so we haven't actually known each other that long. I think, when did I think I started back in September-ish.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were there longer.
Well, I mean, I've been going there to that gym for like 3 years off and on.
I didn't know that.
But I took a little bit of a break and then decided I need Cass back in my life.
Love Cass.
She's so awesome,
She's
dude.
the best.
Well, I mean, there's just something to be said for having a
Yes.
trainer. I like going and not having to think about it.
Same.
And
Same here.
she tells me what to do, and
here.
I'm sore, and I
Yes.
know I did hard work.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it. I just go and get it done.
Exactly.
And I go home and I'm exhausted.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And I feel great.
It's great.
But yeah, so that's
Okay.
how I know you.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, I'll just have you tell. I just realized we're both wearing Nikes today.
Oh my gosh, we're so stylish.
Am I? I love it. I like yours. Are cute.
I like the red. Your red ones are cute.
Thanks.
They match.
Anyhow.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just have you tell a little bit of your story,
Okay.
like where
Okay.
you're from and all that
If I
stuff.
start getting boring, just do this. Like move ahead.
Yeah.
And I'll just go. I'll just
Chill.
continue. I'll
Be
skip
like,
ahead.
Start snoring.
Yeah, so I'll just get started. So I guess I was born in Virginia, and I was the youngest of four. So I was by far the youngest. My sister closest to me is like 7 years older.
Okay.
So my
Big age
sisters,
gap.
yeah, much older. My dad left when I was like 1.5 or 2. And everything I know about that time, I found out later. So whatever I say, I found out much later.
Okay.
So like when he left, he didn't talk to us or want anything to do with us for a few years. And my mom finally got a hold of him and was like, you need to be part of your kid's life.
Yeah.
And she found out he was like living with another woman and was like this, her whole world was like totally shook.
Holy cow.
So he would come, we moved to Las Vegas. So I was born in Virginia. My dad left. We moved to Las Vegas. My mom got a job there. So he's living in California and she contacts him, right? You need to start seeing your kids.
Yeah.
And so in the summer, he would come pick us up for like a month at a time.
Okay.
So I think I was like maybe 9. We were living in Vegas and he came to get us and we were driving to his house and it's like a 12-hour drive.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mention anything for 12 hours. And 5 minutes before we get to his house, he tells us he's married and has
my
a woman
gosh.
living at the house.
So was this your first time hanging out with him since he had left?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's the first memory I have.
Okay.
So maybe.
Yeah.
So we go and he tells us right then that she doesn't like kids. She hates kids. So don't bother her. Like leave her alone.
Oh my gosh. And it's you and your 3
my
other siblings?
Yeah. I have an older brother and 2 older sisters.
Okay.
And I don't think my oldest sister was there because she's 13 years older than me. So she
Okay.
would have been like 20 years
Something.
old. And I
Yeah.
don't think she was still like visiting my dad with us at the time.
Yeah.
But I know my brother and sister were my other ones. And so they were furious. They were very mad. And I don't really know what was going
Yeah.
on, some lady, whatever.
Yeah.
But my first experience with her, for some reason I was alone with her. I don't know if they went to the store or something, but I was sitting at home alone with her and I was watching TV. And back in the day, channel changing was different. Like you change a channel and it's loud and it's just like the news and then it's a commercial and then it's
Yeah.
a show. It's just loud.
Yeah.
And I was changing the channel and she comes over and like rips it out of my hand and is like, the next channel you turn it to is going to be the one you watch. And I was like, oh, okay, right. Okay. And I was like, I do not like this woman. So from that moment, I didn't like her.
Yeah.
But she was like nice to us.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any like to her face, I could be friendly, but I just knew she was awful. Like she did
Yeah.
things like that.
Like
all
you're
the
not
time.
going to have a real relationship
No, and
with her.
she was mean to my dad. Like she would say mean things to him. Like, oh my gosh, like I went to go visit one time and I'm a picky eater.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out to dinner and I was like ordering something and it was like a counter. I went up to the counter to order and the lady was like, do you want like, what'd she say? Like coleslaw with that. And I didn't know what coleslaw was.
Yeah.
And I said no. And she like freaked out, ran over and got my dad and was like, your daughter is saying no to something for free. And he comes over and he's like, what's the problem? And I'm like, I don't know that there is a problem. Like, what do you mean there's no problem? I just don't want coleslaw.
Yeah.
So like things like that. Like she was
So
just an odd
weird.
person and hard to get along with. And so like going to visit him wasn't as fun.
Yeah.
You know? So
Took it away.
that was happening then. And then at my home life with my mom, she got remarried to this man who also didn't love children.
Oh, great.
He had his own, but they were much older.
I don't understand. Like, if you're marrying somebody who has children, a prerequisite is that you must love children.
You would think.
Right?
That would seem to be the idea. But I don't know if he didn't like children. Maybe he just didn't like me, but we didn't get along.
Yeah.
So she got remarried, and it was interesting. During the ceremony, she got married in our house. I think I might have skipped a little bit. Sorry, because we moved from Vegas to Arizona.
Okay.
So now we're living in Arizona, and she's marrying this man.
Okay.
And during the wedding, there was this lightning storm, and this giant crash of lightning came through and like so loud, shook our house, like right when they got married, like right when it was like, I now pronounce you man and wife, and the lightning, and like shook the house. So scary.
Oh, man.
And my mom said forever, like, that was an omen. I should have never married. Like, I should have known then.
Yeah.
You know? But
How old
he
were
wasn't
you?
awful. Like me, I was, I would have been like 4th grade. So 10 or 11.
Okay.
I guess at this time.
So this is only like a couple years after your
Yeah,
first
it's all kind of
time
happening
visiting.
at the same time.
Okay.
And so he wasn't awful though at first.
Yeah.
But he wasn't friendly. He wasn't warm. But he had like a bad temper. He'd get really mad really easy. And he ended up not even living with us. He ended up living back in our house in Las Vegas. So we lived in Arizona, Flagstaff, and he lived in Vegas. So every weekend we would drive to Vegas.
Interesting.
So it sucked as a kid, a 10-year-old kid who wants to go play with her friends on the weekend or go to birthday parties or do anything else besides go to this man's house that doesn't even like me.
Yeah.
And I spent every weekend like that for years. I mean,
my gosh.
for years. They were married like that for years. And whenever he would come visit us, he wasn't, like I said, he wasn't friendly or whatever. So like the few times he came to our house, there was an experience where I had like some friends over and we were eating around the table, and he said something to us like, you guys sound like a bunch of cows. Like, so he was kind of mean.
Wow.
Right? Like he said mean things like that.
Yeah.
And it was embarrassing. So I didn't like my friends to come over, and I really tried to avoid being home whenever he was there. And it got to the point where I didn't even talk to him. I wouldn't even look him in the eyes.
Yeah.
So I would just avoid him. He didn't exist. But when you live with somebody like that and it's your mom's husband, it's a problem. Like I can't just avoid him and ignore him all the time.
Right.
Because I'd walk into a room and just like, he wasn't there. He didn't exist.
Yeah.
And so she made us go to therapy. So we go to therapy.
Yeah.
And I realized pretty quick that if I just fake it and I act like everything's fine, that I don't have to go to therapy anymore.
Interesting.
So I learned that really fast. Like after 2 or 3 sessions, I was like, oh, the point of this is they don't, because I didn't know what the point, I didn't understand why we were there at first.
Yeah.
And then through talking to the therapist, I was like, oh, this is about Bob. That's his name.
Yeah.
And this is about him. They don't like that I'm not talking to him. Okay, screw it. I'll just talk to him.
Okay.
So I went home one of the nights and I was like, Bob, how was your day? And the look on my mom's face was like shock. She could not believe I spoke to him, right? And she looks at him and they look at each other and they're like, oh my gosh, like it's working. Like we're going to be family. It's going to be great. And I could see the hope. And I just, in my head, I'm rolling my eyes like,
This is dumb.
I'm just doing this so I don't have to go to fucking therapy anymore.
Yeah.
So, but it worked. I didn't have to go. And so I was like, this is great.
Done.
So I just faked it. I faked it all through whatever,
Yeah.
however many years. But their marriage wasn't great. He wasn't like, you know, he's a hothead. He doesn't like get along with her kids, and they're not even living together.
Do you know why they didn't live together?
I don't know.
Did you ever find out?
I don't know why.
Okay.
My mom did write like a little memoir book, and I read it, but she doesn't explain why he stayed there because he actually lived in our house.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know how it worked out. Maybe he didn't want to move because of his job. I don't know. For whatever reason, he didn't ever really live with us 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So then we moved then again my senior year to Utah.
Okay.
And he didn't move with us still. He still lived in Vegas, and they eventually got divorced.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
And I was like, finally rid
Saw
of that
that
guy.
coming.
Yeah, for real. It wasn't gonna, but it lasted a little longer than I thought it did.
Yeah.
It was going to, but it just, it didn't work out. So they got divorced. So anyways, so then now I'm in Utah and I'm in college. I'm going to college. I'm going to Utah State.
Okay.
And that's where like alcohol gets introduced to me.
Yeah.
And so I drank a Mike's Hard Lemonade, dude. It was like
That was
the
my
yummiest
first
thing.
drink, too.
Yeah, I was like, this is great. Alcohol doesn't taste bad. Like I've heard all these stories.
It's so
like,
sugary and delicious.
Yeah, alcohol tastes gross and you get sick and you're gonna throw up and you're gonna hang over.
Yeah.
I didn't experience any of that, dude. I had my beer and I felt happy and I woke up great the next day and I was like, people have it all wrong. They have no idea.
They don't understand.
Like,
They don't know
I'm a
what
pro.
they're talking
Like
about.
I had one drink. I'm a pro. I know what's up. They don't know. But it was so fun. And so then there starts my love, if you will, for alcohol. And I pretty quickly moved to liquor because Mike's Hard Lemonade has so much sugar in it and it's so filling. And I was like, I have to drink like 6 of these to feel anything now. And it's so much drink. And so what's this vodka over here?
Yeah.
And so I found out, I could take like 2 shots of vodka and feel the same much faster than I can off beer.
Yeah.
So vodka became like my drink of choice. And it started off slow, you know. I just drank on like Thursdays at parties. And it was Thursdays because in college, that's when we went to the club.
Oh, okay.
It was Skyline was the club, guys.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was really a hot club.
That.
And I was only 19, so I don't even remember how we got alcohol. But I would drink like 6 shots real fast and then go to the club. So I wouldn't have to drink there.
Yeah.
But like, I'm pretty sure that's not really a good idea. Like, I don't think you're supposed to pound like 6 shots and then whatever. But it didn't matter. I didn't care. But it got me into trouble with the law a few times. And so I got a couple like minor possession of alcohol tickets.
Okay. Yeah.
So because I'm 19, I would blow in a breath. Like I got pulled over. My friends and I got pulled over. I wasn't driving. She was driving, but we got pulled over and they made me hop out and do a breathalyzer. I failed it.
Yeah.
And at first I was going to lie to the cops and tell them my name was fake and all this stuff. And I got halfway through my lie and something in my head was like, you got to stop doing that. This is serious.
Yeah.
Like, you're drunk, but this is dumb. So I ended up telling them my real name and I got like a real ticket and I had to go to like real court. And that happened 3 times. I had to go to court. So because I couldn't quit drinking.
Yeah.
At 19, I should have known.
Well, I mean, at that age though, everybody else is doing
Everybody's drinking.
Yeah.
And it was cool. And like I was getting invited to frat parties now, which I wasn't before. And I'm getting a lot of attention from people now. And I'm making a lot of friends. But I'm only invited because I drink, really.
Yeah.
You know? Because I don't even know half these people. I don't know anything about them. But we all drink and we party together. So I'm invited.
Yeah.
So I'm a cool kid now. And I love it.
Yeah.
And it's so fun until it's not.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. But I'm partying and I'm getting in trouble with the law. And the more like trouble I'm getting in, the more it's costing money wise. I'm paying for probation. I have a midnight curfew. I have I have to pay for all these things. You have to pay for all the fees. You have to be drug tested once a week. You have to pay for that.
Yeah.
And it's insane. And I while I was paying for that, I got a second ticket and a third while I even was going to court and doing stuff with my first.
Yeah.
And so like I was facing jail time.
This was at 19?
At 19.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I like got all that taken care of somehow. But I was still drinking, but I never got caught. I don't know how.
Yeah.
And I made it to 21. So now I can drink legally, whatever. But it's looking back, I'm like, Dad, that was such an obvious problem. Even back then, I can't believe how clear it is.
You know what's funny is, it's not funny. I don't know why I say that. What's interesting, I guess, is I have one of my first like real boyfriend when I moved here to Utah. So I moved from Colorado to Utah.
Yeah.
And we were together off and on for 2 years. And same thing. We were 19 when we met. And everybody was partying. Like we were just going to a bunch of parties and we would go from he lived in Bountiful. And so we would go, and my brother lived in Layton. So sometimes we would be in Layton and we would be partying with some of our friends up there, or my brother. And then we would go to Bountiful and party with some friends there. And then we would go to Salt Lake. And then we would end up down in Draper. And it would like in one night, sometimes we would go to 4 parties. And we were drinking at all of those parties.
And I was driving around.
And it's wild to look back. So it came about that he was an alcoholic. And in the moment, I had no idea. But in hindsight, like the signs were so clear.
Oh, it's crazy when I look back. It's like, oh my gosh, so many signs.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
And but it's so easy to hide at that age because it's like everybody else is going to parties.
Oh, totally. And it became this thing with me where I was drinking so much that anytime someone invited me to something, they would say, okay, but I can't drink as much as she does. Or like, if she's coming, fine, but I don't want to drink tonight. Like I became associated with drinking.
Yeah.
And I would always bring myself a bottle and I would bring an extra one because I wanted other people to drink with me.
Yeah.
So I always provided the alcohol. So it makes sense that people were like, oh, Adrienne's coming over. Oh gosh, I don't know if I can drink like that tonight.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that that was what it was associated with me, was a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
And even someone would joke one time like, oh, you walked in, I didn't even recognize you without vodka. Like they made jokes like that all the time.
Wow.
But I still didn't think I had a problem.
Well, at the time, it's just a joke.
I'm like, at the time, 20, whatever, and you're just having fun.
Yeah.
Who cares? So whatever. So then I get married, not to my current husband, to a different one, to a different man.
Yeah.
And he was a compulsive liar. And I kind of knew when we were dating, But like I was in major denial or something. I don't know. But when we got married, it was very obvious. I mean, he would say he was somewhere and I would like run into him somewhere else. Or like he would say he was at school and I'd come home for lunch and he'd be laying on the couch. Like I would catch him in lies. And then he would try to get a job. He didn't have a job for a long time. He'd try to get one and he'd say, oh, I failed the drug test, but it's because I worked out last night and it made my hormones weird or something. I believed him because I didn't know. I didn't know anything about drugs. I was like, I guess you can fail a drug test from working out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, duh, he was obviously doing drugs. Like, totally. There's no other explanation.
Yeah.
He never had money and he never had a job. And he was always trying to get money from his uncle and get a job here and here. And just, this is a compulsive liar. Like, just a bad situation. And after 2 years, I was like, this is so dumb. I'm not doing this anymore. So we got divorced. And then my drinking got even worse. Like, I was working at Olive Garden and I was actually working as a bartender.
Oh, man.
And so, it was just like played right into it. I got to work to open up the bar and I'd pour myself a glass of rum or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would just drink it all day while I was working and then get home and party with my friends all night and just do it all over again. So I was probably had alcohol in my system 24 hours a day.
Oh my gosh.
For years.
Yeah.
Like that. And then I met Zach, my current husband, and I was still living like that. But we were still young and partying, having fun. So I don't think he really thought it was a problem.
Yeah.
You know? And we got married and like about a year and a half in, he was like, this is insane. Like drinking is crazy. Like we can't even go one night without me drinking. And when you're drinking that much, your emotions are crazy. Like I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm very volatile.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what he had to deal with living with that. Like I can't even imagine. And so then I started hiding it. So I would say I wasn't drinking on certain nights, and I obviously was. So I would hide it in our basement. Our basement wasn't finished. I'd hide it in like the insulation. I hid it in vents.
Yeah.
I hid it. We were kind of like, when we first got married, it was kind of messy down in our basement. We had like soda cans. We just never cleaned them up. And I put vodka in the soda cans. And I would like turn the top of the knobs, like whatever it's called, the thing you open it with.
Yeah, the little
metal thing.
Yeah.
I would turn it to a certain point that I knew that was vodka in that one.
Oh my gosh,
it was insane.
That's interesting.
And then we even had like coolers of like water. Because we'd go boating, so we'd have like coolers of water.
Yeah.
And I would dump out like 2 or 3 of those and put like a tiny little line on them. So I knew that was vodka. I'd fill that one with vodka and put it in with the water bottles. Oh. So I had all these ways of hiding it from him.
Did you know at that point, like, did you know that you were drinking because you needed to drink, or was it for you just drinking because it made things more fun?
I think it was drinking to make things seem okay.
Yeah.
Like seem like I was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized at that point that how sick I was going to get if I quit.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that yet. I was just trying to drink.
Yeah.
And then whenever, like, because I was hiding it from him, when I would drink, I would take as many shots as I could in a row.
Yeah.
So, like, if I could sneak down to the basement when he was in the shower or something, I'm taking 5 or 6. Because I'm like, I can take 30 seconds between each one, whatever. I can shoot him real fast, and I'm upstairs, and I'm good now for a few hours.
Yeah.
And
so it wasn't like, did you know that you needed to be drinking to function? Or was it just like, this is something I like to do?
Eventually I knew that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I knew that yet.
Yeah.
Until I tried to quit on my own. Okay. And then, because Zach really was over it. He was sick of it. He didn't want to come home every night and have me drunk. And so I knew he was probably going to leave me. And I was like, I better get a job. Yeah. So I got a job at a bank, and I won't say which one because I don't want them to be like, come after me. Yeah. But they were great. I loved my job. It was a great job. And my manager was amazing. And he knew I had a problem, I think. Yeah. But one time I went to work and someone said something to me and they go, what perfume are you wearing? And I was like, I don't know. Why? I'm like, because you smell like alcohol. And at that point, I realized that alcohol has like a really strong smell, and that I've probably been smelling like that for a long time and had no idea. Oh my gosh. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, I'm not going to stop drinking. So what can I do to cover it? So I used to bring peanut butter with me because peanut butter has such a strong smell. Yeah. And I was like, it'll probably cover the alcohol. And I would rather someone think I smell like peanut butter than vodka. So who cares if they think I eat a lot of peanut butter as long as I'm non-alcoholic? Yeah. So I would take my 5 or 6 shots in the morning before work. Oh my gosh. And I would eat a piece of bread with peanut butter and then go to the bank and count people's money. Wow. And I did pretty good. Just
functioning.
So at that point, I realized I had to do it to function. Yeah. When I got to the point where I was working, because I'd wake up and I'd be so shaky and I'd be so sick. And I'm like, I have to have a few shots. So that's how it started. But then I would just have too many.
Yeah.
I'd have like 5 or 6 instead of 1 or 2. Like I shouldn't have any, but I would have one too many.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I still somehow managed to do okay at my job.
Yeah.
Except for there was a few times I can remember a guy came in, had like a stack of cash, and I had to count it. And I was like a little drunk.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to count, and I kept doing it. And I messed up his deposit pretty bad. And like, I remember like hours, I was trying to balance my drawer at the end of the night, and I couldn't balance it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to get fired. Like, this is it. I'm going to get fired. I was crying. My boss was trying to help me. And I was like, this is because I'm drinking, like, this is so stupid. And like I said before, like, it's fun till it's not. And it wasn't fun anymore. Like now I'm drinking at work, and it was getting so bad that I would act like I had a headache. I need to go to my car to get an ibuprofen, and I would go take shots in my car.
Wow.
And then I would just make up excuses like, oh, I got to run to the gas. I got to go get something. And I would just go out to my car and drink.
Yeah.
And we shared a bathroom with another business. Mm-hmm. And I was in the bathroom, and I was like trying to find a place to hide it. Like I literally was like, I wonder if I could unscrew that bulb and like put my vodka in there. Or I wonder if I could
make it easier
so I can drink at work.
Yeah.
And I even thought about taking off like the napkin tin and putting like, I don't know what I was going to do. Like,
wow.
But I didn't care. I just was like, I got to get vodka here somehow. Because at home, it was getting harder to hide it.
Yeah.
And Zach now was checking our bank account all the time to see where I was spending money and to see if I was going to the liquor store.
Yeah.
So now that I worked, though, I had a little income, so I could pay people to go get alcohol for me without using it on my debit card.
Yeah.
But it just got tricky still. So I would get money out, and I would pay a friend who would meet me somewhere with alcohol.
Yeah.
And then I would have these empty bottles everywhere, and I can't throw them away in my trash can because Zach will look in the trash can.
Yeah.
So I ended up like, I would store them in the insulation of the basement.
Oh my gosh.
And after we got like 4 or 5 empty bottles, I'd put them in a Harmon's bag, and I'd take them to the park and throw them in the dumpster.
Wow.
Like that's how I had to hide my drinking. And
that's so.
And he knew. There was times where he would be like, I found that bottle. And I'd be like, what do you mean? Like act like I didn't know. And there was one time where I was working, and I got off work early. I was home at like 2, and I had picked up the kids. So I drove. I wasn't drinking. Like, I had drank that morning, but by the time at 2:00 came around, I was sober enough to pick up my kids. Whatever.
Yeah.
Picked them up. Got home. They went down for a nap because they were really little still. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, shoot, I'm going to take a few shots and take a nap with them. So I took a couple shots, took a nap, and I wake up, and Zach is standing at the end of the couch just staring at me. He's just standing there staring. And I'm groggy. I don't know what's going on. And I'm kind of like rubbing my eyes, trying to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
And he just looks away and goes upstairs to check on the kids. And they're fine. And he comes back down. And as he's gone, I'm like looking, and I'm like, I have vodka and shot glasses and like my Mountain Dew, my shade, everything just out.
Sitting
on
right
the
there.
Counter, or on the coffee table.
Oh, no.
Because I just took a few shots and passed out.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say a word to me. And he left.
That's the worst.
And I remember being like, I'm so fucked. Like that's it. We're done. We're done. And I don't remember if it was that night, but that weekend he was going to be going to Moab anyways with the kids. And he had already told me, like, I don't trust you with the kids anymore. I'm taking them with me to Moab. I don't really care what you do while I'm gone. But when I'm back, I think I'm done with you. Like, he was over it.
How long had you guys been married at this point?
At that point, let's see. So we have got married in 2025. Nope, 2012. Sorry, 2025 now. 2012. 5/2/5/12 was our date.
Okay.
So I've been sober 5.5 years. What's that math?
So it was
6 years into our marriage.
Okay.
5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'd had both my kids, and both pregnancies I didn't drink. I was totally sober both pregnancies. But being sober is not the same as being in like recovery or like trying, like working towards something.
Yeah.
So I was sober those times, but I don't give myself credit for that because like good for you. Like you were sober when you were pregnant. Awesome.
Yeah.
But I was. Yeah. But anyway, so this day, so he was already going to be gone for the weekend with the kids. He was already going to be gone. And after that happened, like he found, like basically busted me drinking. Like that night got really bad. Like I was like trying to punch him in the face. Like I was just mad for what, like I was weird, dude. I was like out of control. Like I was angry for some reason at him.
Yeah.
But looking back, I know it's just towards men in general.
Yeah.
But poor Zach was the brunt of it. Mm-hmm. And like I was trying to punch him, and just so embarrassing. Like looking on that night is so embarrassing how I was acting. So the next day he's like, I'm gone. So he took the kids, went to Moab, And while he was gone, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I hate this.
Like, it's not fun.
This isn't fun. This sucks. I hate alcohol. I am a literal prisoner. Like, all I can think about is alcohol. It's all I want to do. I miss my kids. I want to go work out. I loved fitness. I loved fitness all the time. And it's interesting, like, looking at that time in my life where I really wanted to be sober, but I couldn't. Yeah. Like, there's parts of me that shine through. Like I have a photo album that's sort of done from that time. That's like, it's half written out and there's some pictures throughout. Yeah. But now I have beautiful photo albums that I love. And it's like, you can tell that back then I wanted to do that, but alcohol was more important. Yeah. And like fitness, like I would go to Orange Theory. I would book the class and I just wouldn't show up half the time. And coaches were asking me like, what's going on? Why aren't you showing up to these classes? And like, it was affecting everything. Yeah. Obviously. But
did you ever have coworkers or like a boss or anybody at work that would call you out besides the perfume incident?
My manager once said something like, if you ever need help, like, I know people who have been in the same situation kind of thing. But that's all he ever said.
Interesting.
But after this Moab trip, my mom came over. I called her and I was like, you need to come down. I have like stuff to tell you. Yeah. And she kind of knew. It was weird. She came over and she was already crying. And she's like, she goes, I know. And I don't know what she knew or how she knew or whatever. But I was like, I need help. Like, I can't do this. I need help. And she was like, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with you and Zach, but you're going to get sober. And I'm like, please, I want to. Yeah. And so I thought this. I'm like, Zach's going to leave me. He's going to take the kids. And I will be trying to get sober, I guess, by myself. Like, there's no other option right now. Yeah. Because he was saying he's going to take the kids. And that was terrifying to me. Yeah. So anyway, so I made the decision. Like, I called around a bunch of places, but everything's really expensive. Mm-hmm. And like $30,000 to go to rehab.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's so much money. And I didn't know it was that I don't have that kind of money. Yeah. And my insurance wouldn't cover it, but they did cover one place and it's called Steps and it's in Draper.
Okay. I think I've heard of it.
And I loved it. I mean, as much as you can love rehab. Yeah. I loved it. I didn't do full, like, what's it called when you go and you stay there, residential rehab. I did intensive outpatient, IOP. Okay. So what that is I would go for, I think it was between like 6 to 10 every night, like 4 hours. And you get drug tested every day, every time you go. And it's 4 days a week. And if you miss one day, you're kicked out. If you have a bad drug test, you're kicked out. Yeah. And so it was nuts. Like I found it and I was like, I'm going to go. I want to go. I'm sick of this. So I went, and my first day, the guy was like, I can't have you in the group therapy class yet because you're so recently sober and you've been drinking so much. You're going to have seizures. Like, you're going to have so many bad withdrawals. Like, we can't have you having seizures in the middle of group. Yeah. So I had to go to the doctor, and the doctor like cleared me, which was crazy because I was like seeing things. It was like blurry, and I just thought I had like a headache, but I was like definitely having like hallucinate. Like, I was going through.
And you were going through withdrawals?
Yeah. Oh, wow. But it wasn't happening too bad too fast. So I thought I was okay. So that was like Sunday I quit, Monday, Tuesday. Monday I went to the place and they said, you can't come till you have a doctor's note. Okay. So Wednesday I go to Orange Theory Fitness, and it like jump started my detox.
Oh my gosh.
I was so sick. That's when it began. Like, it took a few days, but I was sick. And maybe it's because the alcohol was still in my system for those few days. Yeah. And then when I worked out, it like got the rest of it out. Oh, I was so sick. I mean, unreal. Like the flu. And I've heard some of your other guests talk about detox, and mine wasn't as bad as some of theirs. Yeah. But it's awful. I mean, it's the flu. Yeah. But it's worse.
Well, and I've heard that withdrawals from alcohol are one of the most dangerous.
Yes. So I think that, and there's one other one you can like die from. Yeah. Coming off of. So wild. So it was kind of scary and just awful. Like, you're just in a fetal position, shaking, and you're sweating and you're cold and you're throwing up. Yeah. I had my mom came back down to watch the kids so I could be sick for 4 days,
So when Zach came back from Moab, you had made the decision?
Yes, good question. So he came back and was ready to leave. And he had talked to his parents, and they were very supportive of anything he wanted to do. So they were going to, if he wanted to leave, they were going to support him. And if he wanted to stay with me, they were going to support him, which is really cool. Yeah. They're like the coolest people in the world. I'm so grateful for them. Yeah. And he came back, and I don't think he really still knew what he was going to do. I'd have to ask him. Yeah. But I know he didn't want to leave. I know he really didn't want to, because he would tell me all the time, like, I'm going to leave you if you keep doing this. And I would say, well, that's your decision, and you're the one ruining the family, and you're the one tearing us up. And I would blame it on him. Yeah. And I know it killed him, and I know he didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And like, but what choice does he have?
Right. Well, because like nobody wants to have a broken up family.
Right.
And you can only endure so much.
You can't live like this. You come home and your wife's a drunk and she's yelling at you every day and you're worried about the kids. And no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I totally understand. So he came back and I don't know what decision he had made, but I told him, I was like, I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to rehab. Here's the place I'm going. Like, I hope you stay with me.
Yeah.
And I don't think he even really gave me a decision right then.
Yeah.
But I know he gave me a hug. And I think that's all I really remember from that day.
Yeah. He was probably just like
a little stunned.
We'll see how it goes.
Probably we'll see.
Yeah.
Probably we'll see. And one thing that's really interesting, like when you do get sober, people don't trust you still. Mm-hmm. And at first it's frustrating, but like it really shouldn't be because it's your own consequences of your own actions.
Yeah.
Like, of course, no, people don't trust me. I just lied to you for like
this
however
many
years.
Yeah.
But it makes you mad for some reason. So he would ask me like, have you been drinking? Or like, and I'd get mad.
Yeah.
Or he'd like check my drinks. He'd smell them.
I can imagine because on your end, you're actually trying.
Right.
And it would be hard to be like needing that acknowledgement of, can't you see that I'm actually trying
like
this
the validation
time?
I'm doing so good, right?
Yeah.
No.
And then at the same time, it's like, and I've been lying to you for X amount of years. It makes sense why.
Absolutely.
And was this your first time trying to get sober?
It was my third.
Okay.
My first time trying to get sober, I lasted 40 days.
Okay.
And I counted every day. But again, being sober isn't the same. Like I wasn't working on anything. I wasn't working on myself. Why do I do this? What issues do I have with myself? So you weren't
going through like any course or anything like that. It was just like on your own. You stopped drinking.
I tried twice.
Wow. But 40 days, that's still.
Days. So I celebrated.
Yeah.
Right? So I had 40 days and I had a friend who I told her I'm 40 days sober. And she's like, then you don't have a problem with alcohol. She's like, if you can go 40 days without, you don't have a problem. And I was like, you're right. I don't.
Oh my gosh.
And I took that and I never quit until I went to rehab. Like it was every day after that. And I think it's because you're so afraid you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
That like you just do as much as you can before. That was my experience.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, it was just crazy. But rehab is a big eye opener. They're not friendly. It's very much like you're in this situation because of you.
Yeah.
So whatever blame you have on other people, we're not even going to listen to it because it's your own fault you're here.
Yeah.
Like one of my first days in rehab, group therapy, a girl came in and she was all upset because the weekend she'd had this horrible experience. She was at a party, people were drunk, everything that comes along with that, fighting, cops, everything.
Yeah.
But she didn't drink and she was expecting the group to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened. And instead the group was like, what the hell were you doing at this party?
Yeah,
why are you there?
Yeah.
Why weren't you somewhere so that you were safe? Like, this is your own fault.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like they're right. Like this is my own fault. And like, I'm here because of me. And like, but you don't want to admit that.
Yeah.
You don't want to admit that. You want to blame other people forever as long as you can.
Yep.
And one thing my therapist told me in our sessions was she was like, your friends, you got to get rid of them.
Yeah.
You can't be around them anymore because they're still going to do the same stuff they're doing. And if you keep going around them, you're going to fall right back.
Yeah.
So she's like, you have to say goodbye. And at first I was like, no way. My friends told me they'd have sober days with me. They used to say like, oh, we'll do sober stuff with you. We love you. That never happened, by the way. And my best friend, who we were best friends for like 10 years.
Wow.
She suddenly stopped messaging me. We used to Marco Polo. That's how we would message.
Yeah,
so she
I love
stopped
Marco
poloing
Polo.
me.
Yeah.
And she sent me a polo and it was like, hey, I'm having a birthday party. Like, if you want to come, we're going to pregame at my house and we're going to go bowling. And I was like, if I want to come, so I'm a secondary invite? I'm not even a first invite anymore. I'm like I guess I'll invite her.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I still want to come. I still love my friends still. I still miss those people. I want to be around them. So
you
I'll
have all these memories with them.
Yeah, and they said they were going to be around me sober. So
yeah.
I want to come. And so I messaged her back and I was like, that's fine. I'll come. I'll be the driver, the designated driver. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then she never responded. And I was like, wow, okay, I guess that's it. Like, that's too bad. So I mourned the loss of her. And then like a month or two later, our mutual friend, who is more her friend, and they were clearly still best friends and probably still are.
Yeah.
She thought it was her business to call me and tell me what a shitty friend I was. So she calls me. She's drunk off her ass.
Yeah, of course.
She's going off on me about how I was shitty to this other our mutual friend, how I was not there for her anymore. I missed her birthday. Just went off.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to her and I look at the phone and I just hang up.
Good for you.
Because I'm like, I don't even know who these people are anymore. I have no desire to be around these people.
They're not supportive.
this is what she meant. You don't have these friends. These friends aren't your friends. And I was like, I get it. Oh my gosh. Like, it took this to me. It was just like 2 years into my sobriety, by the way.
Oh, wow.
2.5 years.
I thought it was like fresh.
Oh, no. This was like, I was still trying so hard. For years, I wanted to be friends with these people. And I would still message them. I would meet them at the mall for like play dates. Like, I really wanted to be friends with her still.
Yeah.
And my other friends. But then that happened and it was like, we're done.
A huge wake-up call, reality check.
Yeah, this is really done.
I remember telling my mom, because my mom had her addiction of meth and heroin. So her original drug was meth. My stepdad's original drug was heroin, and then they got each other into each other's drugs. So they were doing both. And I remember telling her, because she would say like, oh, I'm staying at a friend's house. They're going to help me get sober. And I'm like, are they also sober? Are they also clean? Well, no, but you know, everyone tells me like they're so proud of me and it's a big deal. And it's so good that I'm doing something that they wish they could do. And I'm like, Mom, if they're not also cleaning up their lives, like it's not support if they let you stay there knowing you're trying to accomplish something while they're doing that thing that you're trying to get
impossible.
over. That's not a friend.
No, it's not a friend.
Yeah.
And it's impossible. Like, and they tell you in recovery, like if you're single, you don't date for a whole year because you don't even know who you are. You don't know, you really don't.
Yeah.
Like it took me 2 years to figure out who I even was.
Yeah.
And like, even after 2 years, like even after 5 years, I'm still finding out things about myself. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that I did that. Yeah. I didn't know I liked that.
Yeah.
I had no idea because I was in a haze for, I think I was drinking for about 15 years.
Wow.
From 19 till 35. And probably 10 of those solidly as an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And so I really didn't know who I was. When you drink like that, and all this I learned in rehab, by the way, I don't just know this stuff. But like whenever you start drinking heavily, that's where your age stops.
Yeah.
So I stopped aging probably around 20, 21. Yeah. So when I quit at 36, I was still 21 in my brain and I still acted like that.
Well, and even like alcohol aside or drugs, anything like that aside, like I feel like from 26 even to now is when I really started developing like who I was as an adult. Not just as a person, but like as an adult, the things that I like to do, the people I want to be surrounded by, the goals that I have. Because that's when you start realizing like, oh, I'm a grown up now.
Yes.
And I need to take like responsibility for my life. And if you're in this haze, I mean, like it would be hard to make any of those decisions. Right.
I'm not having any normal experiences that other people are having.
They're all tainted.
They're growing themselves.
Yeah.
Totally. You're right. They're all tainted. Exactly. Yeah. And that's funny you say that. I even look at pictures from that time and that's the word I use. These photos are tainted. Ooh. Because I'm like, I don't even like to look at them. Yeah. And my photo albums I talked about earlier, they start in 2020 and I always say that's where my life began. And it's beautiful now. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it doesn't start like that. Like when I very first got sober, it's still awful. Yeah. I mean, everyone's still really pissed at you. And you now don't have the one thing that makes you feel better, that everyone hates you. And now you're having to face those things head on.
Just raw dog in life.
Without any substance. Yeah. And I haven't done that in 15 years. I don't know how to do that at all. Yeah. And so it's very weird. And like even Zach and I still fought for a long time because it was like, this didn't just solve our problem. Me getting sober didn't just solve our problems. Right. Like whatever issues I have with men still were there. I still had to figure out, why do I take all this anger out on him when he loves me so much? Like, yeah, it's all, and I hate to say that it's because of my dad, because I never wanted to be a statistic. Yeah. But like, I mean, that's where it all stems from. It stems from him leaving and not being there. Well, yeah. And having a shitty other, fatherly figure in my life. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's the example that you have, not just as what a father should be, but what a partner looks like for your children.
Yes. Yeah. And this man was not that. But I'm so lucky that I had Zach, who did have a good father figure and like understood the importance of family and just like kept sticking with it. Cause I can never pay him back. Yeah. And I'm glad he forgave me. Like I don't know how he did that, but I don't know. So yeah. So then anyway, group like that rehab is like 4 months. Yeah. Well, it's however long it takes you to get through it, really. Yeah. So 4 days a week without missing or whatever. I think it was like 3 or 4 months. Yeah. So, yeah, and you get out of that and it's really scary, actually. Getting out of it when you graduate, because you're just like, I don't have the accountability anymore. I don't have like, because so Thursday you would get drug tested and then it began Monday. So they also did breathalyzers and they could test for alcohol. And so if someone even drank NyQuil, they would know. And so people got kicked out all the time for NyQuil, supposedly, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? But I learned or thought I learned that if I could drink on a Thursday and by Monday I'd probably be able to be okay. But I never did it. I was always way too scared. And I've always been like that with like school. I don't want to get in trouble. Which seems weird because I was in lots of trouble with alcohol. But really that was the part of me that I don't like being in trouble. And so it was like, yeah.
That's so interesting. So what did you do once you were done with the program to like hold yourself accountable?
You know, it was Zach and my kids.
Yeah.
For sure. And there were definitely times where I'd be driving and my brain would be like, the liquor store is just right there. And actually, if you went and got it right now, like Zach wouldn't even know, like that kind of stuff.
Because your brain is so used to thinking like that for so many years.
Oh my gosh. It would every day. It was like that. And it would be like, you can do this still. Like, you know, and it got so bad. I was driving one time and I actually said out loud, like yelled, like, shut up, like stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. I was like, knock it off. Like, I can't keep hearing this. Like, I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
And it worked for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then I started like learning things like a craving only lasts 7 minutes. And so I would be like, okay, I'm having this craving 7 minutes. What can I do for 7 minutes? Like,
I love that.
Where's a book? Or like go outside. So I would have to change my scenery. So I'm watching TV. I have a craving. Okay, I got to get up. I got to move.
Yeah.
But I had to like actively be working on that kind of stuff because that doesn't just go away. Like you have to really be like.
But how cool is it though? Here's what I love about what you just said is that instead of being like, oh my gosh, I have these cravings and they're so hard and I'm just miserable and sitting through this and what am I going to do? You figured out what you needed to do to get through that. You figured out how long it is and what needed to happen for that to go past you.
I mean, I had to.
Yeah.
I was going absolutely crazy. And I always liked fitness. I always did. I took fitness classes in high school and college. Yeah. And I loved them. And I always say like parts of me were shining through, like the photos or like my trying to be in fitness. Like, cause I would like go to class sometimes. And then finally when I got sober, I was like, I really fell into it. And I'm sure that happens all the time with fitness because it's a safe place.
Right.
And it was like, I'm probably going to be at the gym. No one's probably going to offer me vodka at the gym. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to be at the gym and someone's like, do you want a shot? Like that's not going to happen. Yeah. It never has anyways to me, but it pretty much can happen anywhere else.
Yeah.
But like the gym was just safe and I always liked it anyways. And so like I really submerged myself.
Well, and it's something where you're making yourself healthier, making yourself stronger.
And I had control over it. I had control over this addiction. Yeah. Right? Like I had zero control over the last one, but this one I have somewhat of a control. And I like what I'm getting and I'm getting good feedback from people. And this is a healthy thing.
Yeah.
And I just, so that's how I fell into fitness so much because I just used that and it was a safe place.
Don't you and your husband have like a nutrition?
Yeah, we do
company?
Nutrition. Yeah.
Nice.
Which is so fun.
Just meal plans for people and stuff? Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
Yeah, and he actually used to be really heavy, overweight, and then he now is a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So he actually has his own story where he has changed his life too.
That's so cool.
And maybe it took someone like that to understand like someone who can change or whatever. I don't know. But I don't know how he stuck with me. I am forever grateful for it. I can never pay him back or his family. His family is so nice. They didn't want me around, understandably.
Yeah.
And I'm putting words in their mouth. They never actually said that to me.
But that's how it felt.
How it seemed, right? And I totally understood. So I didn't go around until about 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, I went to a Christmas with them. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. Like, I will never take this for granted again.
Yeah.
And I will never talk bad about my family. I will never talk bad about my husband. Like, if women think it's funny to talk bad about their husbands, that's fine. I don't care. Yeah. I will never talk bad about my husband. Besides, like, oh, I left his socks.
Yeah.
Just annoying stuff, right? Like little things, but like never anything serious because I'm like, no, that man saved my life.
Yeah.
And he stuck with me. Like he loves me so much and I love him so much. Like, no, nothing's breaking me up.
He was that anchor that you needed to finally come up.
No one else could have stuck with me like that.
One thing too, so I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter Sloan, and I have this friend where she is a psychic medium and she does energy work. And she's also a massage therapist.
Cool. Yeah.
And so she gives the best massages. So I went to her and I got a prenatal massage and she did a reading for me.
That's cool.
And I've known her for, 14, 15 years. And so she's seen me through a lot of different phases in my life and multiple relationships. Mm-hmm. And so it was really interesting because now here I am married and I have kids.
And she's seen that whole.
Yeah. And she's seen like
so
when I
cool.
was a cocktail waitress and like trying to get my mom clean and just all of these different crazy phases. And I remember telling her when she did this reading for me, this massage and reading for me while I was pregnant, I was like, yeah, it's so crazy sometimes to like look at my life and like I have this beautiful house and I have this beautiful family and I have this amazing man in my life who's so supportive and just pushes me in all of the best ways to be a better human being and challenges me. And I love that. And I was like, I just feel so lucky to have all of this in my life. Like, I don't know how all of this happened, but I feel so grateful and so lucky to have it. And she was like, Amber, you have to remember that it wasn't just Ben who found you. Like, you had to be doing something to attract him. Yeah. So take some credit for the work that you've done.
Absolutely.
In your part of this. Like, he didn't just build this life and you're a participant.
But you built it together.
You built it together. Yeah. Like, you had to be doing something that he wanted to, that he found attractive to show up and be there. And so like, same thing, like you had to be doing something that your husband, like, I know you're like so grateful, but also take the credit that you deserve of the part that you played in it.
I feel like I never give myself credit for anything.
I know,
but
it's
that's
hard
nice of you to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, but, you know, it's interesting because I don't think I have anyone that has seen me from like before and I still know now. Yeah. I think I have the group I knew before and the group that knows me now, and they've seen pictures of me before, they've heard stories, but like they're totally separate groups now. Yeah. I think there's maybe one coach at Orange Theory who might has seen my whole progression. Yeah. But I've never really talked to her about it, but it'd be interesting to see like, did you notice I used to be heavier? Yeah. I was like 40 pounds heavier. Wow. And then when I quit alcohol, I immediately lost like 15 pounds. Yeah. But then I got addicted to sugar. Nice. Which was like my replacement. Yeah. And so I had blow pops all the time because I had, my cravings were so bad. I would just eat sugar. Yeah. And I put on a bunch of weight. And then I was like, I have to get off the sugar. Yeah. So then I literally went through detox with sugar. Oh my gosh. Like I had the shakes, the night sweats, everything. So because I was binging sugar. I clearly can't do things in moderation. And so I had a bad sugar problem. But anyways, once I got off the sugar, I finally could focus on like getting my body where I wanted to be. Because it was just, I was putting so much crap in my body. Yeah. And it's just so unhealthy. I know. Well, it's so wild sometimes too, though, to look back. Like, I do have some friends who have seen me through like a bunch of different phases, and it's really cool. And there's some phases where I'm kind of glad that I don't know any people from that phase of my life. For real. I'm so glad that a lot of people now don't even know that person. And they've said to me like, I can't picture you like that. And I'm like, just hang on to that. Yeah. Let's just keep it like that forever. Yeah, I don't want you to see that person. I'm not that person anymore. And something that's really cool about sobriety though, that I loved was like 2.5 years in, I realized I can be whoever I want. Yeah. Because nobody really knows me. I don't even really know me. So what kind of person do I want to be? And I was like, I want to be someone that makes people feel good about themselves. I want to be somebody that is in pretty much a good mood all the time. Yeah. And pleasant to be around. That can get along with anybody. Yeah. It doesn't make anyone feel awkward about themselves. And I try really hard to be like that. Dude, you have accomplished that. Like I try. That's who you are. I really am like, sure. I want to be. And I think I was like that, but I didn't know. Yeah. And so I just try to be like that. And I try to be, but I'm like not patient with my kids. I'm trying to be patient with my kids. And I was telling Zach, I'm like, I have all these things I don't like about myself. Like I want to work on. And I'm realizing that's probably what I should have been doing in my 30s. And I was like, hey, I'm just a little late. We get to do it now. So there's things like that come up where I'm like, this is probably something I would have learned in my 30s, but I'm learning it now. Well, and that's okay. What's cool about it, like what you said is that all these things that you said that you wanted to be, I don't think that you are doing those things because those are all things that I love about you. And if that wasn't already in you, if that wasn't already who you were, I don't think you would be succeeding and chasing after those. I think you're right. And so that's why I think I really did have a lot of me in there. It just was masked by this alcohol. Yeah. And came out as an angry person that really had anger issues from my childhood probably. Mm-hmm. And it feels so good right now to like be sober. Yeah. And just like not have those cravings. And even I think I told you like a week ago, I went to a party and there's drinking there. I remember that. But that wasn't even a concern. Like the alcohol didn't even bother me. That's so cool. It was in a way of like, I'm uncomfortable, like that they don't know my problem with alcohol. Yeah. But that's just, I'm the only one that knows I have that feeling, and it was like, but I'm not tempted to drink at all.
Yeah.
And there haven't really been a lot of moments like that. When I first got sober and I first started making friends, like 2 years in,
Yeah.
we went to like dinner and they were all talking about how they got drunk the night before. And I remember just being, my heart's racing. I'm having like major anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, I don't want any feelings to come up of like FOMO.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm very nervous to talk about it back then, but it's different now. It's totally different now. I'm so glad.
That was one thing actually that I really appreciated. And I think we've kind of talked about this, is that I think it was our third time working out together. And you had made some comment about like, oh yeah, being an addict or something like that. And I loved how you brought it up, that it wasn't, you didn't bring it up as like a joke.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't bring it up as like something that makes you like your quirk,
Right. Like I'm cool because of it.
Right, exactly. Right. But I loved how, and since then I love how open you've been about it. I just feel like that's something that needs to happen more and more. And we kind of talked about this, is that like, if people just understood how common it is, and not just how common it is to normalize like, oh, it's okay to be an alcoholic, but to normalize like almost everybody has gone through something to some degree, whether it's an immediate family member or themselves. So like there's that relation, you're not alone in that, but also look how awesome things can be.
So awesome.
Like there is that light at the end
there really
of
is.
the tunnel. And there are so many different ways that you can tackle this thing if you want to, and so many resources.
There really are. And it's so hard at first when you're very first sober to see that things get better, because I would say 6 months it takes before you're like, people aren't angry at you anymore, or you're not angry anymore, or like whatever it is. But for me, it took like 6 months before I finally was like, okay, like you guys were all right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. It took a long time. But my sister and I don't really remember why we had some kind of weird falling out. I'm sure it's because of my drinking. Maybe I said something. I don't remember. But I remember like after a year just being like, I want my sister back. And I don't think I even said sorry. I think I just texted her and she was like, I don't even care. Like, let's just be sisters again. Like, I just want my sister back, and I don't think we even talked about it. It just became like, we don't need to talk about anything. Let's just be family again.
Yeah.
And I was like so
glad
grateful
to finally
for
have
that.
each other.
Yeah. And I'm so grateful for Zach's family. Like, it's really cool. Forgiveness is a cool thing.
It is.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be where I am now. And I'm glad that I have the relationships I have now.
Well, and the one thing that I love that you said too is that you got to decide who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's true at like any point in our life.
It is. It is true.
Really.
You're right.
Like it doesn't have to be that this big thing happens and then we get to decide I think that it takes sometimes the big thing to happen, like the divorce, the getting sober, the moving to a new place, the huge job shift for people to click for people to realize like, oh shit, I get to decide who I want to be. But I mean, like, honestly, it could be a Wednesday and you wake up and you decide,
for real,
I don't want to do this
anymore.
Yeah. I want to do something different. And you can.
And you totally can. And you can be whoever you want to be. And it's the best.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And I can't even imagine like going back to that. Never.
Yeah.
On my Instagram, I have like my very first post, I pinned it and it has like a quick like thing about my addiction and just like the statistics. So it's like 10% chance of anybody in alcoholism achieving like long-term sobriety.
Yeah.
And just like, it's pretty cool. I mean, you can go read it if you want. You don't have to. You guys don't have to. But it was just my way of like telling people like, you can do this. Like it's hard and it doesn't get easier for a while, but like stick through it. And something like I heard once it's easier to get sober than it is to stay sober. No, easier to stay sober than it is to get sober. Opposite.
Yeah.
And like, so true. Like getting sober is so much harder. And if you are sober right now and you have like 3 days under your belt, like stick with it. Like don't give in to it because it's so much harder to go back.
And then to start over all over again.
It's like, it's so hard.
Yeah.
The cravings come back full force. It's unreal.
One question that I had is, so your kids are pretty young. I think you said they're like 7, 8-ish.
Quinn just turned 7 and Lannon's 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually they're going to want to drink.
I know.
What have you thought about like what your perspective or your advice or your like angle is going to be with that?
I've talked about it a little bit with Zach. I've been like, what are we going to do? I think what I'd have to do is tell them, like, mommy had a problem. So this potentially could be a problem for you.
Yeah.
So I prefer you not to. You're probably going to anyways. Just, I don't know. I'd have to just tell them to be careful.
Yeah.
I can't make those decisions for them.
And just have that open communication.
Yeah.
Do you think that you would feel comfortable, like if they had questions about it, coming to you? And
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'd like to be. I want to be open about anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot about like other addictions because luckily I never got into the other ones.
Yeah.
But I hope I would be versed enough to like help him out of anything.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I think that would be, I don't know. I just imagine that would be kind of hard to navigate. Cause like with my mom's addiction, she was kind of sober off and on for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And during those 10 years is when I moved over here to live with her. And it was a fine line. Yeah. I mean, like you said, like when you start an addiction, your maturity in your brain just kind of freezes at that age. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of had this ongoing joke that she and I were the same age, or we would be like, oh, you're only 2 years older than me. And it was a joke, but it was reality.
Right.
And so while I was going through my 19, 20, 21, 22 phase of partying, she was going through it with me.
That is, yeah. And
so it was like, in some ways it was helpful. Like I remember going to a rave and I didn't know what a rave was. I just thought like, oh, I'm going to this party, and I bought tickets to it. And I ended up doing ecstasy while I was there. It wasn't planned, but I ended up doing it. And so when I had to work the next day, and I came home and I'm like getting ready for work, and my mom's like, are you high right now? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? She's like, Amber, your pupils are the size of saucers.
She knows.
I know.
Yeah.
And so like, what was nice about it was that she could help me through that. Yeah. Cause I had no idea, you know, and crazy times. So like, it was nice that she could help me through those. What sucked is that then we would have parties over at our house every weekend. And then she would get into pills and things like that because the alcohol like wasn't enough. Yeah. And so it slowly tipped her back into her addiction. And so like, I'm not taking ownership of the fact that like, I was partying and it caused my mom to party, but it very much was hard for her to be that parental role of course, lead by an example.
How could she be your parent when she's partying with you? Right.
Very much a friend atmosphere. Yeah. It's so wild to look back on it now and see all of that. So
sad.
I imagine that's probably hard to be like, here's my addiction. Here's something that I really love and my kids are doing it. And how do I guide them through this?
I'm pretty scared about that.
The good news is you have a few years.
I have a few years, and I also have like ways I probably will figure out if they're doing something. And then I feel like I can help them if it ever gets to be a problem.
I think that you'll be able to see the signs that other parents probably wouldn't even recognize. And I'll know if they're hiding
stuff because I'll be like, I did that same shit.
Yeah, you're
I know
like, I know all of the hiding stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. Yes. I know what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah, it was, rehab was really crazy. There was a lot of people in there that just like would shoot up in their neck.
Oh my gosh.
Like one girl was living under a bridge and was shooting up in her neck. So she had like tracks in her neck. Her veins in her arm were totally shot. So she'd have her hand like, and I remember just being like, this is crazy. Like, this is my future. This is nuts, right? Yeah. Like, this is what and actually my very first day in rehab, a girl had overdosed over the weekend and died.
Oh, wow.
And it was because that's like the scariest time for people in addicts is when they get sober, because then you don't know your tolerance anymore and they do too much and they die, and it's really sad. So that was like the first day. And I was like, this reality check it was real. Like it was very real, very fast. And I remember like they came to me because we went around every day and they would talk about like, tell us what your name is and tell us how you're feeling, whatever. And if you felt weird or said something, they'd come to you and you'd have to talk about like your day or why you felt weird. So I always said everything was fine, right? Because I learned early on, everything's fine and you're good.
Everything's fine.
But my therapist knew better. And she was like, you're fine. You're here 3 days. We have no idea what's going on with you. You just came in here for an alcoholism and you're fine. Yeah. Like nothing's going on. And I remember just being like, they're mean, man. Like they'll be like, yeah, what the hell? Why are you opening up? And you're like, I'm sorry. And you break down, but it's good.
I don't know how.
It's so good for you because you can't have this wall up. You can't do that. Like you're never going to learn anything about yourself.
Yeah.
But it just, man, it was a big wake up call, but I was so grateful for it.
Just rewinding a little bit, do you have a relationship with your dad now, or what's that like?
So that's weird because he actually just emailed me this morning, which is weird. Yeah, which I haven't talked to him in years. It was so strange, but his wife just died, so that's probably why.
Okay.
Same wife.
Same wife.
Mm-hmm. She had a lot of medical issues, but she just passed away like a week ago.
Wow.
But probably about 2.5 years ago, when I started figuring out like who I was and what I wanted to be, I realized my dad is not part of my life. I don't want him in my life, but I wanted to give him one more chance. So I sent him a message, which texting, he doesn't really have a text. He's 80. So he doesn't really text.
Yeah.
But he has a phone that he gets text. Anyway, so he got it days later or whatever.
Yeah.
And finally said something like, let's not pretend like we're family anymore unless you really want something. Like I kind of was like a last olive branch. Like, do you want a relationship or not? Yeah. And he kind of said no.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way. It was kind of like, well, I have a lot going on. And, and I was like, okay. And I cried and I was like, I'm done. That's it.
That's your answer.
That is it. Yeah. I'm done. I'm done being upset about this man because I see what he does to my sister still. And I see how he like strings her hope along and how it devastates her all the time still. And she's always crying about it. And I'm just like, I don't mean it's in a rude way, but I'm glad I'm not there. I'm glad that's not my position with him. I'm glad I've moved on from him.
Yeah.
But his wife died. And then he sent me an email this morning. There was a picture of him and I. And all it said was something about like old times or something. And I was like, I just deleted it. I'm like,
probably making
but it brought up no
realize.
emotion. Brought up nothing. And I was like, I don't know if that's good or bad, but.
Yeah. I feel like at a certain point, because I don't have a relationship with my real dad either. And I just feel like for a lot of people, who don't understand might think like, oh, that's so sad, but don't you miss him? And it's like, you know what? I did. I did miss him for a really long time. Yes. Yeah. And I tried to have that relationship.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm finally to a point where it's like, it doesn't bother me. Like I'm okay.
Yeah. Him being in my life doesn't affect me either way now.
Exactly.
Like, I'm fine. And like a year and a half ago, my sister got in a really bad car accident. Well, she was on a motorcycle and a drunk driver hit her, almost killed her. It was really scary. She's actually still recovering from it. But so she was in the hospital and my mom called my dad to tell him. And he was like, well, I can't really come out there right now. Like I'm really busy. Like just didn't care.
Wow.
And my sister, the one that got hit, called him and begged him to come out because she lives alone.
Yeah.
And she has stairs and her legs were wrecked. Like she couldn't walk. She was in a wheelchair. And so she needed somebody to stay with her. And he was like the only one that could.
Yeah.
And she called him and begged him. And when she told me that, my heart broke and I was so mad.
Yeah.
Like how dare him?
Child
like,
should never have to do that.
You had to call and beg your dad to come help you when you was got hit by a car. Like I couldn't fathom.
Yeah.
But he did. Begrudgingly, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's so wild.
Yeah. So I don't need him.
Yeah.
And I got sober without him.
Well, and exactly. Yeah. Well, and I think it shows a lot when you reach a point where it's like, I actually had a conversation with my grandma about my dad. She's like, well, he's always going to be your dad. And you have to remember that. And I'm like, I don't have any anger towards him. I'm not mad at him. I'm not upset with him. Right. Like if anything, I have some empathy of why he made some of the decisions that he did. Like I'm able to look at things from his perspective as a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old kid, and how he must have felt in those situations. But that doesn't mean that it's right.
Right.
Like I understand it. It doesn't make it right.
Exactly.
And it doesn't mean that I have to like
have a relationship
no, with you.
I don't.
Like
and it's great.
Yeah.
I'm totally
I feel
fine.
okay.
Yeah. And I feel sad that other family members aren't in the same spot because I see how sad they are.
That's heartbreaking.
It is. I'm sad for them.
Yeah.
Like when his wife passed, they were really upset because he was so upset and they'd never seen their dad upset like that before.
Yeah.
And my sister goes, I was mostly upset because I knew he wouldn't be that sad if I died. And I was sad for her.
Yeah.
I was like, that sucks. That's sad.
Well, and I'm the oldest of my siblings. And so I can relate in that it's been hard for me to watch my sisters go through. And my mom was really great about how she set up my relationship with my dad he was very abusive towards her. And she told me about that at ages that I was able to comprehend it. Like I wasn't 4 years old and she was talking a bunch of shit about my dad. She was really great she never talked crap about my dad. She let me form my own relationship with him. And
that is amazing, actually. Yeah. My mom did the same.
Yeah.
She's so impressive.
It is. And I see that with my sisters where I'm like, I want you to have your own relationship with him and hoping that this time when he makes a promise, he actually means it and it doesn't break your heart.
Right.
But at the same time, it's hard to watch the same thing happen over and over.
Every time. And every time it's the same response. Like, my sister wants him to come visit and he'll always say no. And even when his wife died, they were like, come out for Christmas. And he was like, no. And so she was really upset. And I'm just like, it's never going to change.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's tough.
But
So one question I wanted to ask that I love asking everybody, and you kind of actually, maybe you already touched on this a little bit, but what is something that helped you through all of that? Or something that you learned through all of that you want to share with somebody who might be going through similar?
Well, yeah, I knew you were going to ask me that. So I've been thinking about it. And I think, well, a couple things, like I've said before, like if you're already sober, like stay, like don't go back. It's not worth it. It's so much easier just to stay sober than it is to get sober. And then something I watch Vanderpump Rules. Okay, you can make fun of me if you want. But there's a guy on there and his name's James, and he throughout the seasons struggles with alcoholism, and he says it himself. But there's a point where he goes and meets with a life coach, and he's going on about how hard his life is, and he goes, "I just want to take a drink right now." And the life coach says, "Would that solve your problem?" And he says, "No." And I loved that because I just was like, it doesn't solve your problem. And every decision you make will take you one step closer to sobriety or one step closer to substance abuse. Yeah. So make your decisions like carefully. Yeah. And then I would say you have to have something, not to replace it with, but something to do that you love. Yeah. Because you're going to have a lot of time. Like when you first get sober, you don't realize how much time it took to hide and lie and cheat and steal and like drink undercover. Like it takes a lot of time. Yeah. And so when you're not doing that anymore, like you are bored, and you can't be bored when you have cravings. And so it's like, just stay busy, find a hobby you like, and just try to just stay sober. And if you're white knuckling it, meaning like you're struggling that day, you really want to go drink, then like if a meeting works for you, go to a meeting. Yeah. Meetings never worked for me, but that doesn't mean they don't work for other people. I have a different experience than other people do, I'm sure. Yeah. For me, they triggered me. Yeah. But I know for other people,
my mom has actually said the same thing. She's really? Like, I can't sit through. In the very, very beginning, it was helpful for her to know that she had a community. But she's like, she started to go to kind of make friends, I guess you could say, and form a community again. And she's like, it's more depressing for me to sit through when you're that many years. I mean, she's 4 years into her sobriety.
That's amazing.
I know. She's like a different person. So yeah. Yes. But I totally get it. Like, I think it definitely serves a purpose in the beginning. Totally. And then at a certain point, you have to find your niche. Like, what's going to work for you?
What is your version of that? Yeah. And for me, it's fitness. Yeah. And it's like place like that, like something I can go to that I know there's never going to be alcohol around. That's like my safe place. And it's funny when you mentioned like my third time meeting me, I said something about being an addict, because I really do try pretty quickly to let people know in a weird, in some kind of way, without being too like, "Hi, nice to meet you, I'm an alcoholic." Yeah. But I try to bring it up because I want people to have just that knowledge, so that they're like, if it ever comes up, I want to invite me somewhere. Oh, I'm not going to invite her because there's alcohol there. Or like, just so they're more mindful. And they don't have to be. That's not their responsibility. That's my responsibility. But I think it just puts it in their head like, you just know this about me, and it doesn't have to be awkward when you find out. Well, you just know.
And I think the way that you brought it up too, it was like we were talking about something and you were like, "Oh yeah, I used to do this and this," but that was like back in my addict days. Yeah. And I don't know. I just love that from the very beginning, you're just so transparent of who you are. So you just know like, this is the real true version of you that you're going to get consistently throughout the whole friendship.
I'm glad I come across like that because it wasn't always like that. So, and I'm so glad I got to meet you.
I know.
That's like the best thing that came out of Transform.
I know. We have so much fun working out together.
We really do.
It's a blast.
It's so
We're
fun.
definitely to the point where Cass is like, I don't know if I can put you guys
We can't work out together anymore.
I remember when I first started working out, she made that comment about you and one of the
Carrie
other Carrie Ann, And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then now it's become us. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll be me in the corner now by myself, and everyone else will be working out. Eventually, I guess I'm doing bicep curls alone.
You get your own workout.
I'll have like a timer I'll just stare at.
If Cass starts offering one-on-one time training.
Like, only you, Adrienne. Like, no, it's awesome.
But that's half the fun of working out together, is it like
making friends?
Yeah, exactly.
And safe friends.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Well, for real. And it makes it to where like I'm stoked about going to the gym. Like, I get to see my friends today.
Yes, I'm probably
like going to school.
Yeah, it totally is. It's like therapy there.
Yeah,
because like I even talk about this stuff there.
Yeah,
you know,
and we vent about like whatever's going on our lives, and then we lift something heavy.
Yeah, and then we lift it as we're venting.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So great. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Absolutely.
It's been great.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Fabulous.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. If you liked what you heard, please remember to subscribe and go leave a review on Apple Podcast. It helps me know what you want to hear and who I should have as a guest next. Thanks again, and until next time, keep living the life of a lotus.